So standard score, or also known as z-score or z-score. So when we say z-score or z-score, it describes the position of a raw score in terms of its distance from the mean, which is measured in the units of standard deviation. Okay, so let's take a look at the few formulas involving this. So in calculating the z-score, we need to remember that z is equal to x minus mu over phi. Okay, and in calculating the raw score, x is equal to z phi plus mu. Okay, so we need to remember that x here, it means the score or the raw score, and this mu, okay, the mu means the it means here the population mean. Okay, so while phi is the population standard deviation, so and x is the raw score. So this raw score was also derived from this formula. Okay, so let's go to our example, our problem. So a normal distribution has a mu of 10. So this is the population mean and a standard deviation of 2. Okay, so this is a population standard deviation. Now, find the z-score corresponding to x equals 12. So that is our first question. And then second one, find the z-score corresponding to x equals 4. And then find the raw score when z is equal to 1.5. So in our first question, we are going to write our given, which is mu is equal to 10 and our standard deviation is 2. Okay, now we are going to find its z-score. Now if you have remembered, the formula for finding our z-score is equal to x minus mu over our standard deviation. Okay, so here our x would be 12, so we will have 12 minus mu, which is 10. So that is our population mean, and our standard deviation is 2. Okay, so 12 minus 10, that will be 2, divided by 2, which is 1, which means our z-score is 1 when our score is 12. Okay, next we're going to find the z-score when our x is 4. So we still have the same mean and the same standard deviation. Okay, so we will have z is equal to x minus mu over standard deviation. So our x this time will be 4 minus standard deviation, which is 2 over 12. So 4 minus 2, that is 2, divide 12. So 2 divide 12, that is 0.1666. Okay, so which means a score of 4 deviates 0.166 units from the mean. So this is what it means. Okay, next, for our second question, it says here, find the raw score. So this time we are not going to find the z-score. Instead, we are going to find its raw score when the z is 1.5. Okay, so for this time, our formula will be x equals z standard deviation plus mu. So our z is given by 1.5 and our standard deviation is 2 plus 10. So 1.5 times 2, that will be 3 plus 10, so that will be 13. Which means when there is a deviation of 1.5 from the mean, the score would be 13. Okay? So before we continue, with calculating and interpreting z-score, we need to also review what probability is. So we all know that probability is a numerical measure which indicates the likelihoods of an event. So remember that all probabilities are between 0 and 1, which is inclusive. And probability of 0 means that that event is impossible at all. And the probability of 1 means that that event is certain, or it would likely to occur. And events with probabilities near 1 are likely to occur. Okay, so let's have this, we have this formula for the probability of simple events. We have number of outcomes favorable to event A over the total number of outcomes. Or we can also simplify that as F over N. So this is P, the probability of event A. So usually when we capitalize, this is named after an event. So probability of an event A. Okay. So now let's take a look at this table, this contingency table, or the cross tabulation according to the recent WSW survey poll. So this is about the poll of the upcoming presidency. Okay, assuming. So we have the candidates Kim, Bogart, and also others. Okay, so we have the number of male voters who vote Kim was 173, Bogart 203, others 36. For female voters, the number of females who voted for Kim was 232, and for Bogart was 285. For others, 48. A total of 565. Now, what is the probability of Kim's vote? Okay, so if you have remembered that our formula is F over N. Okay, so what we are going to do right now is we are going to add all the votes for Kim, which is 173 plus 232. Okay, because that is the favorable events for the vote of Kim. All over the total votes, or the total votes would be 412 plus 565. Okay, 412 plus 565. And that will be 405 over 977. But we are going to use decimal places for the probability. Okay, so let's have 0.4145. So that is the likelihood of the vote for Kim. Votes for Kim. Okay, next, let's have the probability of the female voters for Bogart. Okay, so still we have our formula F over N. So what is the likelihood that the female voters will vote for Bogart? So we have so for Bogart we have 285. Okay, so 285 voters. And the total number of female voters are 565. Okay? 565. So, which means the probability of the female voters voting for Bogart would be 0.5044. Okay? 0.5044.